Ashley Nicole Brim, welcome over here. I just got off a live broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, on my personal page. This is Brother K reporting. And now we are live on Bloodstained Men and Their Friends. We are in Salina, Kansas, part 1 of day 2. Day 2 of 13 straight days across the Great Plains of Kansas and Nebraska, with a few stops in Iowa and Missouri.
You deserve to live too. We shouldn't be killing any more children.
Why don't you just take your balls off too?
Right.
Do it.
That's
Put
wrong.
that on your side.
That's wrong. You're not circumcised, are you?
No.
Well, shouldn't you be circumcised?
I don't want you to penis to circumcise. I love it.
There are some countries that circumcise girls, ma'am.
Egypt.
They don't really circumcise.
Yes, they do. They cut off a piece or all of the clitoral hood. But that's what we're up against, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a strange thing.
And you can see we've got a family has joined us, ladies and gentlemen, here in Salina, Kansas. Mark Norris is watching. Mark in New Zealand. Thank you, Mark Norris. Michelle Sparks. Michelle, I know you'd like to be out here with us, with your family. And I know you will be when you can, when we're near you again. Michelle Sparks in Georgia. Laura Nitty, welcome. This is Bloodstained Men, ladies and gentlemen, live in Salina, Kansas. Day 2 of the 13-day Great Plains Circumcision Crisis protests.
The locals pronounce it Salina.
Salina, okay, yeah, Salina. Salina, Kansas. On the march for human rights in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely outrageous. Outrageous what American doctors are doing to our sons. Absolutely outrageous. And you can see traffic has been heavy, and it's actually picking up. We're going to go over here and talk to Sierra Miller and her children. Sierra, I'm going to come around this side of you so that I get the intersection behind us while we're talking. Sierra, you've been protesting with Bloodstained Men for 5 or 6 years, and you protest also with Brett Johnson and Cockfight.
Right.
And I recognize your children are growing up right in front of my eyes. This is Kellen. Kellen, thanks for coming out. And Kellen went over and grabbed a sign. And Sierra, why don't you introduce our kids?
So this is Kaiser.
Kaiser.
Aurora. Creedon.
Creedon.
And then Kruger's over here watching.
Well, let's go see Kruger. And there's Kruger. And look, don't hold your breath just for a second, kids. Some angry man just rolled coal on us. You saw that, ladies and gentlemen. He deliberately shot that cloud of dark, toxic smoke over a family here, ladies and gentlemen. That's how angry some of these men are, Sierra.
Yeah.
Just absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, a lot of people are also giving us fist bumps and thumbs up.
Yeah.
So the tides are turning.
So, Sierra, as I was saying, you've protested all across the Great Plains in many states with Bloodstained Men and Cockfight. Why do you care this much? You've got your T-shirt, education, not amputation, research circumcision. Why do you care this much, Sierra?
Basically, I mean, boys aren't born broken. Male isn't a diagnosis. There's no reason to put a newborn through surgery just because he was born male. So I think that's why I'm out here and why I do it.
And do any of your kids want to say anything? I don't want to put them on the spot.
I'm not sure.
You want to ask Kellen if he wants to make a statement?
Is there anything you want to say? I don't think so.
Okay, I don't want to put him on the spot.
He said just don't circumcise babies.
Well, let's get that. Go ahead, Kellen.
Don't circumcise babies.
Okay, well, that's what we're out here for. We're out here to warn the people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sierra. Thank you for bringing. And good news from Sierra, ladies and gentlemen. You're driving after this. You're going to drive over and join us in Manhattan this afternoon.
Correct, yeah.
With your troops.
And then next week when you're back in this area, I'll be back. So when you're through Wichita, back to Kansas City and those areas.
So Sierra's going to travel to all the protests next week when we're back, because we're heading up to Nebraska tonight. But she's going to, she and her family are going to join us next week for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. That's going to be great because you bring out quite a reinforcements for us.
Right.
Double our numbers. Thank you, Sierra,
Thank you.
and kids. Let's give their names one more time.
Helen, Kaiser, Aurora, Frieden, and Kruger.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah, and we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you this afternoon in Manhattan.
Perfect.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brother K reporting live from Salina, Kansas. This is day 2, part 1. We're going to be in part 2 is going to be this afternoon in Manhattan, Kansas. So this is Salina, Kansas. There's a Salinas, California, so that's why I keep mispronouncing it. But here they call it Salina, Kansas. I think I can cross here. And here's
It's so cold again. My husband is not thankful. I am not thankful.
that's the guy rolling. Is that him? Was it him?
You have no right to cut your baby boy.
Yeah, they came
No
by.
right.
That was just, and they don't care. They don't care if it's a family they're rolling coal on.
That's crazy. You cut it all alive.
Yeah.
Getting with all the little kids. These people are angry today.
So here's Catherine Franklin, ladies and gentlemen, from Medford, Oregon. Catherine Franklin on the Bloodstained Men Board of Directors, and out here working her heart out. Catherine,
Yes.
you're working your heart out. Why?
Because all children deserve protection. It's ridiculous that we even have to be out here right now. And we're getting somewhat angry responses today. Not sure why. It's been pretty positive. Other than a few angry people here. Yeah, this is just common sense.
And the traffic is picking up.
Yeah.
Catherine Franklin, ladies and gentlemen, from Medford, Oregon. Infant circumcision is evil. And many experts, including the scholar Leonard Glick, agree that the genital mutilation of children is fundamentally evil, because there are cultures that circumcise girls too. And Julie Diane, hello, welcome. And they don't see it as any different. Circumcising boys, circumcising girls. They say, what are you people so upset about us circumcising girls? You circumcise boys. Here's Megan Ramey, ladies and gentlemen. We talked to her yesterday. Megan, we did a TikTok earlier, but tell our viewers what you said for that broadcast.
It's upset. These people that are godly with crosses on their car, and they shake their head at us. It's not okay. It's not okay. Churches need to talk about this. At least once a year in the church, they need to talk about this.
Genitals should not have scars. Megan Ramey, ladies and gentlemen. And I will join. Thank you, Megan. We'll talk to you again. I will join the men with the big banner here across the street. Luke Artanis back on the front lines with Bloodstained Men. Luke, did you have something you wanted to say?
Not at the moment, besides the little thing.
You saw them roll? Someone rolled coal over us. Did they get you too?
Another one they rolled cold.
It was the same guy. He hung a U-turn and then came back and went this way and did it again.
Yeah, and I saw a young male, maybe a teenager. He leaned out the window.
I'll catch that story later.
People think he smoked those kids out.
Yeah, they don't care. They get so angry they will roll.
That's child abuse.
Oh, look, he did it again. He did it again. Rolling coal over that mom and her family. She has 5 kids there with her, and they are rolling that toxic black smoke. That is just absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal.
That kind of says it all. The idea of pumping toxic fumes, a cloud of toxic fumes right into a crowd of children.
Is it that guy over there?
I think he's in a white truck. He went that way. He's probably going to come back and do it again. But yeah, I mean that's abusive behavior in and of itself.
So we're live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brother K reporting, co-anchoring now with Will Urker from St. Louis, and Will has joined us for the first few days here on the front line. Will, I'm going to trade places with you here.
Let me get one more sip of water.
Okay, Will's going to go to drink of water. And Will will be in Manhattan, Kansas this afternoon with us, and then he has to head back to his job in St. Louis. But we definitely appreciate Will Urker being here on the front lines with us. Oh, Ashley. So, Ashley, you probably you say it is the white truck in the gas station. So you think it's that truck over there? It's hard for me because I'm framing the photograph. So you think it's that? She said. Ashley Nicole Brim says it's the white truck in the gas station.
I think you went to that gas station over there.
Oh, over that gas station.
But you got the first one on film, didn't you?
Yeah, it's all on this live broadcast. It's just, it happens so fast, and I've got this screen in my face, so I.
Right when you were speaking to me, they pulled coal again on that corner. Then they pulled into the Casey's.
Do you know who it is?
It's a white truck.
Is it a pickup truck?
Yeah. I'd like to get their license. I mean, their
Do you see them over there?
plate.
Do you see it over there?
No, I'm not.
There's one going out and turning out that way, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of white pickup trucks.
Yeah. So, Will, if you would, let's see, it's 25 after. Let's take it about another 10 minutes, and then we're going to do our group photo. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Will Urker. He's going to take over anchoring here for me, and will be back anchoring our live broadcast on my personal page and on this page, Bloodstained Men, this afternoon in Manhattan, Kansas. So, Will, here it is. I'll take your sign.
All right.
And there it is. Will, this is a different page. If you can also tell the story,
okay.
Follow the action while you tell it. If you can tell the story about how you the stuff you were telling me about some of the shocking things you heard as you were growing up.
Sure. All right. Well, my name is Will Urker, and I am here protesting with the Bloodstained Men today. And I sort of explained a bit of my story about how I got involved with this earlier. I'll recap it here. It was not well explained in my childhood. It was breezed over by the education system, and I didn't really learn anything about it in reality until I was older. I was always confused and uncomfortable about it. But it wasn't until I was able to do my own research, finding books online such as Circumcision, the Hidden Trauma, The Joy of Uncircumcising, as well as a website, among others, called the Global Survey of Circumcision Harm, which details all of the anatomical, physiological facts that are basically omitted from our education system, and that explain exactly what is lost. And it also went through and sort of archived all of the reports from men from around the world about the damages that they've experienced throughout their life as a result of this. And this really gets to home about the facts of the matter with this problem, and why it simply must come to the light. There is a whole list of damaging effects of amputating the parts of children's genitals. In this case, the foreskin with the frenulum and the ridge band, and all of the different functionality that we've learned goes along with those parts, and the sensitivity, and so on and so forth, and the desensitization that occurs, and the scar, and the pain and the cruelty and all of that. Hi. Oh my God. All right, be careful up there. All right, we got a cat up on the electric box. If you go to this website, Global Survey of Circumcision Harm, you will get a very thorough education on the anatomy and physiology of the intact genitals, and you will also get a thorough, archived,
You would not cut your daughter.
glossary of everything that men have reported around the world of the damages that they've experienced. And these damages are really unspeakable. They are truly unspeakable. These stories and these photos, which I paged through as a young adult man, were disturbing. Just disturbing. Gut-wrenching, horrific, makes you wonder about life on Earth. These men reported with photo documentation the most unbelievably sad and horrific disfigurements. All sorts of slipped knife carvings into the head and the shafts of these men, where the clamp slipped or the knife slipped and way more skin was removed, or whole chunks of flesh were ripped off and disfigured, and unbelievably meandering crooked scar lines, holes in the shaft of people's penises where when they urinate it comes out of multiple holes and they have to sit down to pee. Skin bridges where the skin kind of re-heals in the wrong way. Adhesions, all sorts of skin issues where erections make their penis break open and bleed, whether just on its own or during sex. And so these are like the invisible children. These are the stories that are hidden behind shame of clothing and the doctor's office, and perhaps their family secrets or individual secrets because it's so unbelievably embarrassing that you,
Baby boys are born.
I can only imagine, how many suicides have occurred over this. And then you also, yes, Michelle, it is horrible. And then also you get, revisions, something like 5 to 10%, at least from the information I've seen, of circumcisions require touch-up surgeries. There's stories of men having to go through various circumcision procedures 3 or 4 times. I've spoken to a man once who had a secondary circumcision as an adult, not knowing that despite the unsightly, skin that he had, that he wanted to make it more, aesthetically pleasing. By getting that last piece removed, he lost another 30% of his sensitivity. So I don't like being out here on this intersection. As a personal anecdote, I don't like being around all these cars, but it is a lot of high traffic, a lot of visibility, and it is in the streets and reaching the public mind, and that's a good thing. The doctors will not protest themselves. They don't seem to be excited to change their mind or admit that they know that this is a mistake. And so we're left with the sort of absurd situation where if those that understand the issue don't actually educate themselves to the maximum and talk to people around them and protest on the street, unfortunately we're going to sleepwalk into the future with this practice continuing without a fight. And there's something about, I feel like this is kind of how I think of Brother K. There's something about you could get over it. You can have an internal healing where you recognize it, you understand it, and you move forward with your own life. But there's something really, I think, important psychologically to stand up and say, I do not agree with this. And this may have been done to me, it may have been done to a lot of us, but we're not just going to be quiet about it. We're going to speak our minds. We're going to educate people. And basically, we're not going to roll over and accept this absurd practice. It's ridiculous that we have to be out here.
Will Urker, ladies and gentlemen, very, very passionate speech. Will, we will let you anchor again. You can hold that thought where you are. I hate to interrupt you because we're going to wrap this one up real soon. And but Will Urker will be back this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, with us from Manhattan, Kansas. And will co-anchor 2 live broadcasts with me from Manhattan, Kansas. You can look on my personal page, Brother K on Facebook, and we will be back here on Bloodstained Men on Facebook.
That's one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I keep meaning to say this, and I maybe I'll expand on it in the next one, but I just want to make the point that I believe there is love and healing on the other side of this, but we have to confront it first. There's forgiveness, love, and healing on the other side of this, but we have to confront it and put this thing out of its misery. It doesn't belong in our society.
And while we've been talking, ladies and gentlemen, there's Catherine Franken occupying the high ground, and we do in Tactivism. And Tactivists have the moral high ground, ladies and gentlemen. We have the physical and the moral high ground. We have the truth on our side. We have history on our side. We have human rights on our side. We have human freedom on our side. There's Catherine Franken, ladies and gentlemen, occupying the high ground here on the front lines with Bloodstained Men. An impressive sight. Catherine Franken up on the tower, speaking out for human rights in the United States. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the live broadcast. We're going to do our group photo, and then we're on to Manhattan, Kansas, where we will be on the front lines at 2 p.m. So if you live in the Manhattan, Kansas area, join us. This is Brother K reporting live. I will see you this afternoon on my personal page, Brother K on Facebook, and here on Bloodstained Men. We are doing 2 live broadcasts a day. One to my personal page, one to Bloodstained Men and their friends. Here live on the front lines of the Great Plains Circumcision Crisis Protest. This is day 2 of 13, all volunteers. So be sure to donate to Bloodstained Men, ladies and gentlemen. When your birthday comes around, host a birthday fundraiser for Bloodstained Men. Your donations are tax deductible. We are a 501(c)(3) nonprofit recognized by the Internal Revenue Service. So your donations are to a charity and tax deductible. But we're out here, ladies and gentlemen, because of your generous donations. That's how it happens. So please do donate to Bloodstained Men when you can, ladies and gentlemen, and host a birthday fundraiser for us when you can. None of us are paid. We are all volunteers. Your donations go only to fund our travel expenses. So I'll see you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Manhattan, Kansas. And remember, friends, don't let friends circumcise. We're here to warn you so that you can warn your friends, relatives, neighbors, and loved ones. Circumcision is cruel, violent child abuse, not medicine. Friends don't let friends circumcise, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you soon.